Okay. So I looked at the guide again just briefly because I wanted, some sort of indication of like where I'm meant to go next. It there we go. It's another. So I have a feeling that that red sphere we encountered was a weapon, like some sort of a grenade that if we approached it, it would explode or do something bad and kill us, giving us the first bad ending. Um, it's an interesting um, uh, frick's sake. Our controller just randomly decides to. And once again, I'm using a controller mostly because my keyboard and mouse setup is not ideal for. Eventually, I'll try and find another uh, keyboard tray so I can have it extended out. But for now, this game is relatively comfortable to play with a key with a mouse or a gamepad as well as um, I have the mouse right here, so in case I um. But anyway, um, the way it's presented, and again, like I keep on talking about like if I were reviewing this, like here's how I would score it. The fact of the matter is at this point it's a little too late to try and like. I mean, maybe I could, but I'm there'd be a fair amount of work involved. Um, so let's just first look at this. Now there's a weird little thing here where the color of the ink is blue. Whatever type of utensil um, was used to draw this um, is blue and the actual object is red. Um, Might be a slight misdirect, um, but like I said at the beginning when I first encountered this poster, it's like okay, I totally want to check this out because like out of curiosity and out of confidence that Cyan would not um, uh, you know generate curiosity like this and then punish you for engaging your curiosity. Um, Basically, if I were to have encountered this much earlier into the game, I probably would have just approached to see what would happen. Um, but by the time you actually encounter this thing, you have enough context to be wary of it. And given the fact that you only have one save slot, which I wonder if I did that for VR. Like, I don't know if there's like limitations for certain VR platforms for like how many save slots you can have, or if they were just concerned about the player having to scroll for multiple saves. I don't know. Like I really want to ask them, like, why limit the number of saves? Like, why limit the game this way? Why not have the ability to save freely? Like in Abduction, for example, and why only the two save slots for Mist? Because that is a fairly arbitrary limitation. For Mist, it's incredibly dumb. Like, let's just get that out there. Because in the original, you had unlimited save slots, or relatively unlimited save slots. So you're already like limiting the game more than it had been originally. Granted, I will say that like for Mist, um, it isn't really that bad because, and I don't know if I shared this. I read like or I skimmed through a review of the remaster or the the quasi remake of Mist, and there was a complaint that Mist Island was too small, and I'm like, or that like everything felt too small, and I'm like, would it be better if we're larger? Would it like? I think my general idea is that everything, if I were to like do a straight up remake of Mist, everything would be roughly like 30% larger, or somewhere from like 20 to 30% larger. I think, but I think as it stands, I don't think it's a negative. Like size matters not. It's what you do with it, and I do not mean that as an innuendo. I mean because a smaller size of a world, particularly for Mist, means that like everything is within a stone's throw of anything else. So navigating the island is not an arduous affair. This is a problem that I think Abduction has because the world is much grander. There's so much more stuff to do that like this as a hub world is fairly granted there isn't a lot of empty space or like wasted space. Like I'll give it that, but the scope of it also kind of means that it can be, particularly Hunrath, can be very tricky to navigate. And there's plenty of shortcuts. I will give it that. Um, but yeah, it's still the size is still a little bit of a problem. Anyway, back to this point. I think by the time I encountered this, I was I had enough context to kind of because there's like talk about weapons. There and we kind of get the sense that the Morag are kind of antagonists at this point. Bare minimum, they're antagonists. They're effectively against us. So, where you going, Ellie? My cat has left me. She was over there. Now she's gone. Yeah, I'm boring her now, apparently. Um, Anyway, we know about more like stuff being disabled and how to disable more like stuff. So we get the impression that we are meant to destroy this thing, and we should not approach it. Like our sense of caution, kind of at that point, outweighs our sense of, and it's far enough into the game, more or less, that like you're kind of like maybe it's the point where like we can start getting bad endings, and I have no idea how bad endings work. I could have looked it up, I guess. You know, whether or not we're allowed to continue. If we're, I actually should test this. Maybe at some point, I'd rather not test it. I'll probably just look it up because again, the save system. If we can reload our save after getting a bad ending from before we did the bad ending, then fine. If we can't, that is a huge negative. It could potentially even be multiple negatives. Like I could potentially um like I could give a negative for each bad ending we could potentially get, or I could come up with multiple. Again, I could come up with multiple points, multiple reasons why it's bad. Because I mean, sure, we kind of know what to do, but the gauntlet alone, yeah, I would like I barely knew what I was doing for most of the gauntlet. So to just not give you any kind of safety net for getting a bad ending is I also well I hope that there's no way to accidentally get yourself a bad ending. If it's anything like Riven, then or even Mist, then you're gonna the only reason you can get a bad ending is because you're kind of stupid. Well, hey Ellie, you keep back. Hmm. And when I looked ahead in the guide, and it this is another thing which I don't necessarily consider cheating because it probably would have occurred to me eventually anyway. That we have the store is accessible now, or it should be. It's already situated where we can do that. Cool. And there's multiple times in this game, like even given the number of shortcuts, I wish there was like a third run mode. Like there's like walk, run, and sprint. Actually, I could have used the. Also, I want to see. Ah. Okay, so this would have been the extra clue. This is the reason why we can rotate this. I didn't even. Like, I may have a picture of this. Granted, this is very poorly aligned. Yeah, this is not aligned properly. There's no way to actually line this up in a way where it will connect the dots. At least that I can tell, anyway. It's a nice enough way to like help you connect the dots. Wait a minute. Try other ways to get here, but I think that's Ellie. That'd be a faster way to get to this, but um, what? Oh, okay, so that button was to lower this if it had if uh It's also gonna make the maze impassable, whatever. I don't think we have any reason to come back here. Having fun, Ellie. You look like having. Loading screen, lighting glitch. Okay. Nice painting. I don't know if that was concept art or if that was like. You're playing on your own. I don't need to play with you. It's interesting. It's like red, green, and blue. But those are like the colors you use for. Um, okay. How do I? How do I? How would I? How would I? There's no railways nearby. I have to bring the walkthrough again. I can remove them from above. Um, weird. Well, that's lovely. We can't backtrack about going all the way a friggin' round. Thank you for that, Cyan. Thank you. I'm not even sure if I've got this right. I can remove them from above. Above where? Exactly. This is what I was talking about, the world being this big. It's both a blessing and a curse. Like, there should be a lever over here, too. I'm just saying. I mean, granted, there was a lever over here, too. I I'd just be able to. I go all this way to be represented for dead end. That is not good game design. That is padding the freaking runtime by forcing me to run around. I don't think I can get to where I want to go. Nope, I can't get around to where I want to go. I have to rotate this, which I guess I can do. A shortcut's a shortcut. I never figured out what this path was here for. I'm actually even sure that it's that much of a shortcut. It's a little bit of a shortcut, but This is the place where they should have put a freaking shortcut. What? Oh my god! I am literally going in circles here. I can't. This is impossible. What the friggin' hell? Is this either the game is trying to tell me that this is not the solution, or I need to like friggin' go back to the friggin' Stone Age thing or whatever and swap this back out again for no apparent reason other than the game decided to screw me over. Because there's only one way, there's only two ways this can go. Forward to a dead end, or backward to a dead end. Just how exactly it ended up like this, I'm not sure. Maybe CW put it here. I don't know. Maybe I put it there when I before this got swapped back like this. I don't remember putting it there though. And I'm like, granted, it's been a while since I had to use it, so either it's intentionally in a. I am literally like two puzzles away from the final imager rocks. I had to remove them from above. What? No! I cannot move the minecart. Did I just like inadvertently put myself into a state that is difficult to win? I don't know how to freaking describe this. Heading, getting, not heading, getting, not heading. Yep, I had to go. Oh, it, this is almost certainly a lack of proper playtesting. Like they failed to realize that like on your way out. I don't remember which freaking one this is. Like Ambassador Swapper thing. Like this is a virtually unwinnable state. I have no way of reverting to a previous save, although if I did, I had to go way, way back. Wow. I don't know if I should give this a negative or not. This is just a consequence of emergent gameplay. Like I think they should have just automatically relocated the way I would probably do it is just have the minecart automatically relocated to a place where you can reach it and take it wherever you need to go. Like say CW was like using it for some reason. because he's clearly been doing stuff while we were away. So maybe some of the stuff he did required him to utilize the cart, and even though it's clearly in a state where he couldn't move it anywhere about doing a bunch of shit, it saves us from doing a bunch of shit to remove it from a potentially unprogressible without going through a ton of shit to make it progressible again. Did I mention that I hate this game? I love it, but I hate it too. And I have no freaking flippin' clue where I'm going. It's been so damn long since I've had to go to the. Like, I know it was a couple days ago, but my midterm memory is just. I think it's at the top of the. If I go into the junkyard, there's a path that takes me up to it, I think. I am just sick and tired of there being so many bad game design decisions here. I still don't know why I can't just call the freaking elevator down here. Because, I mean, we had to power it first. So there's be a button that does nothing. Wasn't there? I don't know. Oh yeah, it's the. And we were just talking about the benefits of mist being so small. Again, to return to Hunrap after, or to get back to. I suppose we did. We just didn't realize we need this frickin' path again. I stand by my statement that this is bad game design. I think. There is a dead end on the. Oh, I can get out here. Cool. Okay. I think that will. And I really wish I was reviewing this so I could get a very firm grasp on my love to hate ratio. And now I gotta fight gravity. It's funny, it doesn't slide when there's an obstruction, even if that obstruction would not. Damn it. Really? I can't. And how? Man, I guess I have to get out. I guess I may just not have spotted. Well, it's hard to tell that that's. I mean, you can tell there's a cave there, but it's hard to tell that it's like red glowy rock. Okay. We only have like one other thing to solve after this, potentially, which is kind of sad because it seems to suggest that this final level, despite looking the most interesting, you don't really need to explore or do anything in it, really. Sad. Oh, the door's shut again. Huh. You can't go from there or there. Interesting detail. Dang it, we can't even get there like, for the front way. You're not gonna bother. That's great. We can talk to CW now. Not that it matters necessarily. I can't get to him. I'm backtracking to hell and back. Okay, I think we're supposed to check in after we've gone to. Okay. This is the war room here. I don't think I looked at the war room in the other one. Please read thoroughly. We must have every detail in place. Our lives and our species depend on this being executed. Currently, locations and times in this document are based on the information leaked by Ruko and Shavar. Our lives depend on the accuracy of the information we received from them. Remainers, CW Earth, Char, Aprar, and Obar Murray. Anai, one polyarch, Kaptar. Prep. Begin chambering for verify manifest all souls chambered. Remainers in place with hands on swap trigger. Hoko and Ohavar arrive, chambered by Char. Char on guard of chamber. Could vary by plus or minus 4 minutes. True locations as prescribed. All locations should have small error allowance. Ready has largest margin of error potential. Be alert. Sure, reswap immediately after swap. Any delay increases the risk of detonation in a host sphere and the risk of a Remainer being disabled in Mofag. Probably I'll ensure that all Remainers, or in the case of Captar, the remaining Polyarch, revive? Review? Review? An understand document. Okay, I don't. That doesn't look like a review. It looks like there may have been a typo there. I just feel like Saurian is probably going to be, or Soria, or whatever the heck it is going to be incredibly underwhelming, just from what I'm looking at. That's interesting. It doesn't have the sky of Earth. Exactly. I mean, it could be the sky of Earth, but a particular time of day, I suppose. Whoa, that's a lot of fog. Or steam, I guess? Is this where, like, the weapon is detonated? At least the tree. Tell me about Arizona. Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is actually looking. So this isn't quite as mind-bending as I originally thought it was. So, what we're seeing through the outside of the sphere is actually the rest of the world. It isn't the world of the other place wrapped around. Because what I was expecting is like a fourth dimensional or fifth dimensional, or whatever the heck, like an extra dimensional version of Hanrath wrapped around, um, basically wrapped around Soria. What is this called? Yeah, wrapped around Soria. But actually, it is the rest of the area outside of Hunrath wrapped around. Um, so it is literally just a swap, effectively. I kind of wonder if people like. I doubt that people outside of the sphere can see the sphere itself. That'd be kind of weird. This could be modern day. This could be like futuristic, sort of. It does look a little bit post-apocalyptic, maybe. Hard to say. I think the sky just kind of magic hour, morning or evening. So all that stuff we saw before is actually just like the rest of this world outside of the pocket. I'm not sure. Now I'm completely disoriented myself. Okay, there we go. We don't actually encounter any of the Morog, or do we? I don't really see any like actual structures, unless it's like located elsewhere. It looks like some like it could be a galaxy. Okay. I believe. You think she needs a galaxy or what? That's a very weird shape for a galaxy, if that's a galaxy. Those are resealed. Okay, so I think this is just the rubble of. Huh. Maybe it's like a hologram? They may be projecting a hologram over themselves to impersonate. Oh, we can't go back there? Any direction? I think he might be dead. Well, that's still looks like something else. Huh. Hmm. At least we saw a few things that we hadn't seen before. If I could figure where half the tree is. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's. Oh, yeah, it would be the pipe. Follow the pipe. Yeah, this wouldn't be our home universe. This doesn't look like the Milky Way or home galaxy. I mean, this could be like what our home universe looks like, for all we know. Like, were they just like running out of time when they did this? I'm not sure of anything at this point. Like, I'm tempted to peek at the walkthrough just to see if there's something I missed. No pun intended. Because I mean, he's freaking serious. Okay, as charming as the Southern accent is, he's still serious.
We're ready. Just one thing left. It's called the bleeder. Gotta stop it. It's draining the whole system. It keeps things under control, holding us back. Connections, tree, panels, battery, power levels. You trace that bleeder. If everything's connected, we'll be headed home.
And then, like, one, like, this feels like if there's a bad ending, it's not because we've done something stupid. It's because we're doing exactly what the game is kind of pointing us towards, about questioning it. And I, I want to get the good ending on my first try. Like, are you with CW? Is there even another choice? I'm gonna read the story bits for now. Unfortunately, the complex nature of this place should become the focus. Large germs of spirit that hold each of the worlds were swapped to start the process. Some of the seeds that fell later from the trees allowed the species to meet and intermingle. CW has understood enough about the seeds to hijack the process so that the intermingling could happen on demand. And he believes he can do the same thing to the larger dome and force them to swap back to where they came from instead of following some foreordained natural order that might take them even farther from home or worse. But nature tells us that the natural scattering of seeds is a powerful survival mechanism for a species. Maybe this eclectic scattering of such beings is something that could move them forward beyond the fragile environments of a single planet, solar system, or even galaxy. Okay, I read through to the end of this, and I already freaking know the solution. It's just a matter of hopefully it's going to give us a proper choice, especially since the guide is pointing us toward just doing what CW says. And then maybe we'll be confronted with something that gives us another option. This may be the finale. I wasn't sure enough to declare that for certain in this case. Okay, so that's actually. So this is where we're back where it all started. I think there may have been a path. Oh, there had to be a path. That, yeah, it leads us to. I think we only know like the names of the actual worlds themselves. Like, yeah, we don't see any of this in their actual world. Maybe that weapon destroyed all their homes. That's another possibility. Okay, so it's just bunch of dynamite. I'm getting turned around, as I am wont to do. So we might get a chance to test whether or not there's a way to apparently we were just never meant to go this way. I mean, what about all the people who are chambered? I mean, what's going to happen to them? Because if this works the way CW intends, then we're just going to swap ourselves back into Arizona and possibly the the everyone who's chambers is going to be on whatever the other world is, including his daughter and maybe wife. So, like not like daughter slash wife, but this is all lit up. We've got all these TV screens, which will probably do something. Here goes everything.
Almost there.
Home run.
This ain't. What the hell happened here? What happened? This ain't Earth, is it? But no, I don't know. It's gone. All gone. There's nothing left. Nothing. Caroline. Caroline.
We all made it, but most couldn't swap. Is it too late? Oh, Cecil.
But I didn't. I figured you was home. I'm so sorry, Caroline.
I know, Cecil. It just wasn't meant to be this way.
Well, we're gonna test our ability to reload before we made the mistake. Whatever the heck mistake we made. Is this an atomic bomb? Please tell me I can go back. This is the one strategy guide that freaking leads you to the bad ending. What the hell, Cyan? I literally have no idea what the hell I'm supposed to do to get the good ending. I, other than don't be a maniac and blow it up and blow it up and blow it up. Like even the ending didn't give me any information. This isn't. This is like. This is an information negative. I'm pretty sure. The thing I praised Ribbon for was that all of the bad endings are like almost all of the bad endings in Ribbon are you being dumb. Mist is a little different, but I mean you're dumb if you trust Akinar at all. But like when you see that like if you bring them both all of the pages, you'll see that both of them are like telling you to not touch the green book. So like if both the guy who seems clearly untrustworthy and the guy who seems a little trustworthy if a bit demanding are telling you not to touch the Green Book, you should probably touch the Green Book. You should probably check it out and see what it's all about. And again, there's plenty of hints that both of the brothers are telling the truth about each other. Just not their circumstance. Like there's a lot to put together that the game gives you to put together the fact that neither of the brothers are good people. So, but like at this point, I do not have the information necessary to get the good ending. I do not have the slightest clue of how to get the good ending. Everything is pointing me toward the bad ending. So I have to freaking cheat. And maybe it will seem obvious, or maybe there's something obvious that I just missed. What the hell? Okay, there's two endings. Disconnect the battery? I just saw the words disconnect the battery. Also, it's weird that we can't just, like, straight up tell them, like, hey, we found your loved ones. Like, I know this isn't a game where we get a lot of, where we have dialogue options, but there's a big disconnect here where we can't actually speak to him at all. I don't know how we're meant to figure this out. Oh, it's the sandstorm? There's literally teleported to a new planet. It's not Earth, but that's probably a good thing. No one really wants to live in Arizona anyway. Okay. I don't know how we're supposed to know, other than the fact that CW keeps on bothering us about the battery. How the hell do we figure this out? How the hell are we supposed to? Someone tell me in the comments, please. Like 5 years from now, when I become somehow miraculously more popular than I am, someone tell me how I'm meant to figure this out. How am I meant to figure out that I need to disconnect the battery? How does that make any sense whatsoever? Beyond it being a thing I can do. Like, as far as I can figure, this is just a random thing I can decide to do. On a whim, on a lark. Or because I consulted a walkthrough. Like, maybe it was something I could have found in the war room on whatever it was called, the jungle planet, which I can't even potentially even get back to at this point. Damn it, I'm not even going in the right direction. I'm not sure if it should get a positive that I can reload from before I get a bad ending. Because that's just like, if you're not going to give us multiple save states, then that's just how it should be. So we still have to destroy the bleeder. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Almost there. Real good. Not much left. Just waiting for all the natural way of things to happen now. Lots of folks left behind, but I reckon they've passed. I don't move real well, carving legs. You can see how useful these tracks is to me. Not sure what's getting into them crazy Capitar critters, but they ain't unplugging my battery. We're going home, not wherever.
No, I'm unplugging your battery.
All right,
Is that the hint?
power up my override. When the time comes, it works a lot like them little swappers. It'll swap us home. You didn't spend much time here, and that ain't a bad thing. But there were some fine folk. Some real.
Are we just a mute like Eddie Cannon?
I reckon you got the best seat in the house up there. Well, this is it.
I think maybe an instance where I think maybe an instance where like the bad ending is what gives you the hint.
What in place? Wait. I'll be Farley. She got it right. She got it right.
CW. Cecil.
Caroline. Caroline.
This is so incredible.
Dear Lord. You made it. How many others?
We all made it. I'm heading your way. Stay where you are.
I ain't going nowhere.
Are we gonna have to literally wait? Can I go down? No, we can't. We can't. Okay. Obduction 2. Huh. I'm assuming there's a pretty bad ending if we approach that thing. Yeah, problem. Miller did the music. A bunch of uncredited people for that audio tape thing. And one of these beta testers did not realize that you could get the thing stuck, and I mean you can get unstuck, but it's a pain. Neil Patrick Harris, Jeff Dunham. Ellie, what are you doing? What are you looking at my hand for? Yeah, I'm figuring in hindsight I could have paid attention to the fact that the excuse me, I hear the music as well from here. I can hear my own thoughts better about it. Um, I think the fact that the bugs are going after, or the whatever Arai, I think is what they're called, that the Arai are going after the battery and trying to shut off the battery in the bad ending is what's supposed to hit us, tip us off to the idea that we need to turn off the battery ourselves to get the good ending. That's a little roundabout, where the information we need to get the good ending is in the bad ending. I mean, it allows us to see both endings, but again, a bad ending is like rewarding us with information to get the good ending that we really like realistically wouldn't have. Like, it's a premonition, and now the final destination is going to be trying to kill us. Is gonna be sending whatever it is to kill all of us, or at least me and CW, because we are the ones who were like definitely destined to die, and it's possible that everyone else was destined to die in some capacity. So, like, who knows? Like, these plots of land may have already been like in a bad place, needing to be um saved. So it's possible that everyone dies in the bad ending, and then the ending where we approach that red thing is we die, and possibly everyone still dies. The CW manages to go around and do all of this himself with his carving legs. Um, I mean, it's possible that he'd stumble upon the chambered people and then be like, "Oh, well." But I think it has to be canon that we are literally a mute, because it's the only way we can actually explain that why we aren't telling CW whatever we discovered. Also, the music is not long enough to cover the entire credit sequence. It's probably all the backers. Lots of Chris's. Lots of people, lots of guys and girls named Chris back this game. I should have backed Firmament. Maybe I'll back whatever they make after Firmament. It might depend on how good Firmament ends up being. I might just go back. I'm curious as to what the other achievements are, although some of them might be hidden. At this point, I might just go ahead and play Mass Effect Free tomorrow, or continue Mass Effect Free tomorrow. Post game summary. I played this game for 25 hours. Would I recommend this game to other players? Maybe? It depends. I've gotten most of the achievements. I think I'm only missing 3. The girl must Must flow. All of the other achievements are hidden. Damn it. There's probably an achievement for destroying all of the imagers. I imagine. I don't know why that would be a hidden achievement. Damn it. Like what like there might be one for getting the third bad ending where we just approach that bomb thing without disabling it. And then there's another achievement which I have no idea what it would be. Okay. So there's one for approaching the Mofang WMD. Oh, there's one for entering the Easter egg code into the box of infinite complexity. And view the corresponding slide in Farley's community center. I completely forgotten about that. So is the box of infinite complexity like literally just an Easter egg? This is a reference to a comical commercial featured in the IT Crowd, a British sitcom. Huh. I want to believe. Okay. I think this game would rate lower than Ribbon. It, again, my approximation. This is just off the cuff. My off the cuff review, since I haven't like done it. Mathematically, as it were. I have like cataloged positives and negatives the way I did with every game, or from Mass Spec to Mist and Ribbon. I still haven't done a final review of Mass Spec 2. Um, but anyway, so being like relative, um, Ribbon is literally a 9 out of 10. Um, like that's rounding up. It's like 87% positive, even with looking at a blind playthrough. So, Mist was my initial score for Mist was a 7 out of 10. Um, I bumped it up to an 8. So I'd say this game is a 7. That's just a rough estimation. Granted. Now, in terms of just the hypothetical, you know, positive or negative, would I give a negative for the fact that in order to even figure out that the battery is playing a role in things and getting the good ending, you had to see the bad ending. It just makes it confusing that you would disable the battery. Like, why in lore, in canon, does the Stranger 2.0 shut off the battery? If not because they have, again, a final destination premonition of now death is going to be coming out to everybody. And it was going to, like, systematically everyone. Again, at the very least, myself and ourselves in CW will get, like, meet with, like, just a random and Rube Goldberg, Rube Goldbergian demise. Then everyone else probably will also meet a Rube Goldbergian demise. Hopefully, they actually take. Well, whatever. That's just the music fun. I don't think it's. But yeah, I kind of wish there were an actual in-game hint that we need to disable the battery. Maybe there is, and we missed it completely. Like I know I'm stupid. So maybe there is some like actual indication on an initial playthrough where you can just get the good ending on your first try. I mean, it's possible to get the good ending on your first try, but yeah. Tell me in the comments if there's some other indication that you need to disable the battery. Beyond just, this seems like a bad idea. Like, you could maybe see the sandstorm from Soria. You can probably kind of see it from Soria, so that would probably give you the indication that if you do things exactly the way that CW has told you to, that it's going to end poorly. But again, it felt like again, it felt to me that like this would be a bad end. That things are gonna turn out poorly. Like I kind of knew it, but I wasn't sure what else to do. And so like I could give a positive to the fact that the Like, does it give us enough information to? I mean, he keeps on going on about the battery as well. So, like, maybe knowing that his plan is to bring us back to Earth, and knowing that the battery is apparently critical to his plan, um, even if we're not like quite sure what exactly it does, um, we could put it together that like we all we need to do is do his plan, except the battery isn't there. Like that's the only way I can think of. If there's another way, if there's something that like outright spells it out for us that I just missed or I'm not thinking about, please tell me in the comments. Um, I'm not sure if I'd give it a negative. Like I'm not really sure if I give it a negative because like so it's such a quick fix, and I kind of didn't really need the walkthrough at least after seeing the bad ending. It's just that it didn't occur to me on a meta level that the bad ending would be was actually giving me a hint as to how to get the good ending. Because then again, it is very meta because we need to see that and be paying attention to the fact that the Ori are trying to sabotage the battery to indicate that we need to sabotage the battery. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm not gonna go achievement hunting, especially since for just like free achievements. Do I have confirmation that the other? I clicked it off. I'm assuming there's an achievement for destroying all of the imager things. Anyway, I still don't know what was causing the Morag to be hostile toward us. Like, yeah, that still confuses me a little bit because they were kind of our friends for a while, and then they decided to invade for some reason. Whatever. Again, tell me in the comments. Maybe I'll if I read through the whole guide and like some of the background information that it gives us, I'll be able to put it together. Or maybe if, from watching the rest of the other playthroughs that I've been watching from Hidden Style. Um, anyway, there's always things you can do. Take a few seconds of your time. Um, I'll have other things that are a little more involved than that, but of course it's all up to you. And regardless, I thank you for watching this far. And until next time, sana.